June 19, 1861, on the moonlit night of Wednesday in the humble town of Calamba, Laguna, Philippines, Dr. Jose Rizal, the Philippine national hero, was born. The greatest man the Malayan race has produced.
Oh, ito na! This is yung lalaki! Ng lalaki! Nanganak kasi siyang lalaki!
The first teacher of Rizal was his mother, Teodora Alonzo Rialonda de Quintos, a remarkable woman of good character and refined culture. When Rizal was 3 years old, Doña Teodora taught him the alphabet and many prayers. She was the first to teach Rizal how to read. Rizal idolized his beloved mother for her intelligence, wit, and character. June 1869, Rizal left Calamba for Binyan.
Pepe, akala ko ba gusto mo mag-aral? Oo. Sino, hermano? Gusto ko
He was
mag-aral.
accompanied by Pasiano's only brother and whom acted as his second father. The next morning, Pasiano accompanied Rizal to the school of Maestro Giussiniano Aquino Cruz. Jose was then assigned to his seat and the teacher asked him,
May alam ka bang salita ang Latin?
Wala po, Padre.
O salitang Latin?
Wala din po.
Punto, hindi na kami dito kaya walang laman ang utak mo. Akin mga kamay mo!
Jose, accompanied by Pasiano, went to Manila. Although his father wanted him to go to study at the College of San Juan de Letran, he changed his mind and sent Rizal instead to Ateneo Municipal, a school run by a Jesuit order. At first, the college registrar refused to admit Rizal for 2 reasons. First, he was late for admission. And second, he was undersized for his age. Rizal excelled in his class at Ateneo, and his Jesuit professor saw his talents and skills and praised him for it. After graduating with the highest honors from Ateneo de Municipal, he pursued his higher studies at the University of Santo Tomas, taking up a medical course. Even the Dominican friars who were prejudicial to the Filipinos were impressed with Rizal's intelligence. His academic performances was as always excellent. After finishing his medical course in UST, Rizal, being disgusted by the prejudice of the Dominican professors towards the Filipinos or Indios, Jose Rizal decided to complete his studies in Spain. He had several objectives in mind. Among these were to observe keenly the culture, government, customs, and laws of European nations in order to prepare himself in the mighty task of liberating his oppressed people from the Spanish government. Only a few people knows about Rizal's departure. Among these were Paciano and Antonio Rivera. On May 3, 1882, Rizal boarded a Spanish steamer Salvadora bound for Singapore. After reaching Singapore, he transferred to another ship named Yamna, which was bound for Europe. Rizal enrolled at the Universidad Central de Madrid in 2 courses, one in medicine, second philosophy and letters. In Spain, Rizal, together with other Filipinos he met, they started their propaganda movement. Rizal, with the financial aid of his friend Maximo Viola, Rizal was able to publish his first novel, Noli Me Tangere. Noli Me Tangere was printed in a German press named Berliner Druckerei Gesellschaft. It charged the lowest rate, which is 300 pesos for 2,000 copies of that novel. Rizal, together with his friend Maximo Viola, traveled around Europe. They visited Dresden, Teschen, Litmeritz, where Rizal met his dearest friend Blumentritt, then Prague, Vienna, Salzburg, Munich, then Stuttgart, then Rainfall, Geneva, and Rome. After visiting the countries of Japan and United States, Rizal went to London from May 1888 to March 1889. The greatest achievement of Rizal in London was the annotating of Morgan's book entitled Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, a book which was published in Mexico in the year 1609. Like his first novel, Noli Me Tangere, Rizal's second novel, El Filibusterismo, was printed out from the financial aid by another friend named Valentin Ventura. Rizal's second novel was published in another German press in German named F. Mayer van Loon Press. On October 18, Rizal boarded the steamer Melbourne, which was bound for Hong Kong. While in Hong Kong, Rizal practiced medicine. Rizal became a successful and well-known medical practitioner in Hong Kong. His skill in the field of medicine was greatly admired and appreciated when he was still in Hong Kong. exiled in Dapitan on July 17, 1892. In Dapitan, life was very different from Europe. Rizal met Josephine Bracken, an Irish girl born in Hong Kong. Rizal and Josephine fell in love with each other at first sight. The trial of Rizal was a proof of Spanish injustice and misrule. His case was prejudged. He was considered guilty before the actual trial. The military court met not to give him justice, but to accuse and condemn him. Although he defended his innocence by 12 points, the military court remained indifferent to Rizal's plea. After a short deliberation, the military court unanimously voted for the sentence of death.
Comprendo lo que él habla, compramos lo que necesitas, escuchas lo que enseña ella, que trabaja en el lugar donde comprendo lo que él habla, compramos lo que necesitas, escucho lo que enseña ella, él trabaja en el lugar donde celebra de sus cumpleaños. ¿Qué lenguaje hablando? Mi hermana es clara que las fechas de pega esta casa, yo explica las gastos, el lugar del piano B, el que bajó no siente dinero, Carmen busca el trabajo, en pesos por más que en peso, y todo generoso, religión de bailes, amucia y mata, y mostraré.
The famous poem that Rizal hid before his execution, and the final, and perhaps the most memorable poem Dr. JOSE Rizal wrote. Mi Ultimo Adios is a true masterpiece, a decadent poem written by a decadent man. It is considered by most Filipinos as one of the greatest writings of Dr. JOSE Rizal. It was written on the eve of his execution, December 29, 1896. December 30, 1896, 6:30 in the morning, a trumpet sounded at Fort Santiago that signaled the start of the death march to Bagumbayan. The place for the execution, Dr. JOSE Rizal was wearing a black suit, black derby hat, black shoes, white shirt, and black tie. As the firing squad prepares to fire, Rizal said, those were the last words of our beloved hero.